Narcan has saved lives in emergency situations, but first responders are now saying the drug still has some serious limitations. And we're highlighting a new thrift store in Hermiston with a very specific clientele in mind.
And a windy, cooler, and occasionally wet Thursday is ahead. I'll get you prepared.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
I'm Jason Valentine. Oh, Jill, we've made it to Thursday.
We have, and a little birdie tells me it's your birthday.
Oh, it's my birthday, yes.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Another trip around the sun.
Yes.
Always good to make it to another one, and thank you so much, Jill. And we have an interesting day today. Yesterday, perfect. What a perfect Wednesday we had. It was just gorgeous, light winds, big changes today. Let's take a look outside. Legend Skycam Network. You're seeing windy conditions already in the Mid-Columbia, in the Blue Mountain region. We'll see those later in the Yakima and Ellensburg areas, but we have a wind advisory today. We also have a winter weather advisory starting later on this morning for the Cascades in the Blue Mountain region. You can see why. We already have snow coming into the Blue Mountain region, upper elevations, and we have it slowly coming into the Cascades. That will build up as we move along in our morning. So we have scattered showers. Walla Walla saw a little bit just previously. It looks like Walla Walla will see the bulk of the shower activity today. So we are going to see some sunshine as well with that wind. So we are seeing highs cooler today, lower 50s for the Yakima area. In the Tri-Cities area, we're going to be in the upper 50s today. Now that wind advisory keeps out Yakima, Ellensburg areas, but for the rest of our regions, we're going to see that wind advisory start tonight at 5 until 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, just to give you an idea when the heavier winds are going to hit. Morning showers for Walla Walla and then some clearing. So folks, I'll break down a busy Thursday for you and get you ready for your weekend in my forecast. But for right now, let's send it back to Jill.
The life-saving opioid reversal drug Narcan has become a staple in first responders' first aid kit, and it's being used even in rural places like West Valley. Cap KVUE's Emily Goodell spoke to West Valley Fire Chief Nathan Craig, who says it's a great tool, but it's expensive and does have its limits.
The chief says while Narcan can and does save lives, it doesn't always save everyone, and it's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but more of a Band-Aid. One dose might not be enough to revive a person. Sometimes it takes multiple doses to get them to wake up. Firefighters say even if you do have your own Narcan and use it, the person still needs to go to the hospital for further treatment. And while it does help in a lot of cases where people have been using illegal drugs, that's not the only time it's useful.
We have had situations where, like had an elderly female who had opioids for, maybe a hip replacement or whatever, took their medication, forgot, that evening took their medication again, and now they're having a drug overdose, and we've been able to Narcan them and get them back to square.
The fire department does not supply individuals with Narcan, but in Washington State, you can go online and order some for free without a prescription. Reporting in West Valley, Emily Goodell, Cap KVUE Local News.
Franklin County Fire District 3 provides fire and life safety services to more than 8,000 people in the North Franklin County area. In 2022, the fire district responded to more than 800 calls, 50% of which were for EMS. That was a record number for responses for the district. Over time, the levy rate has fallen from $1.27 to $1.04, while they say call volume has increased by nearly 50%. Without voters lifting the levy lid, the district can only bring it up by 1% per year. Fire Chief Mike Harris explains that they're asking voters to consider voting to lift it to cover rising costs due to inflation and a higher call volume.
It doesn't leave much room set aside for reserves, for capital, or for equipment. We spend all of our money that we get, so we don't have money set aside for fire station remodels, new construction we might need, or buying new fire trucks or ambulances.
They're also hoping to bring in another firefighter to the district with this levy. The fire district is asking voters to consider raising the fire levy by 30 cents per $1,000 of assessed property value later this year. The Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce hosted its annual meeting and awards luncheon yesterday afternoon at the Three Rivers Convention Center. It started with a sponsor expo. The chamber then presented awards, looked back on successes from last year, and looked forward to upcoming projects. The 2023 Tri-City Regional Chamber Board Chair was introduced at the lunch.
And congratulations to all of the award recipients. 2022 was a phenomenal year for many businesses, and we're honored to recognize their accomplishments and what a great group of organizations was selected. So congratulations to you all.
Some of the awards included local businesses on a roll, the Chamber Impact Awards, the Chamber Star Recipient, and a new Nonprofit on a Roll award. For clothes and accessories for preemies through age 14 and maternity, a Hermiston shop just had its grand opening. It's called Kids Corner, and KapKVU's Riley Fitzgerald reports it's one of a kind for the area.
Kids Corner is the only store in Hermiston that's a dedicated secondhand baby, kid, and maternity shop. The owner of Kids Corner got the idea from stores in Union County, Oregon with the same concept and realized that there wasn't anything like it up here. Mandy Parsons is the owner, and she explains how this shop went from an idea to reality quicker than you might think.
I'm kind of one of those on a whim type people, and when I get an inspiration, I kind of run with it. I'm like, okay, let's see if they'll accept our application, and he did, and then it went from there. So it was kind of a godsend, and it's all just kind of fell into place.
Parsons says she got the idea in January, and the doors opened in February. Kids Corner is open Tuesday through Friday and every third Saturday of the month. Find more information on our website, yaktrynews.com. In Hermiston, Riley Fitzgerald, KapKVU Local News.
We will return in just a moment, but first, Jason Valentine joins us live now for another quick look at weather.
Slow waking up on this Thursday morning, but we have windy conditions, occasional showers, some sunshine, a little of everything today. I'll get you prepared. My forecast that's coming right up.
And the Gonzaga Bulldogs are looking to add another Elite Eight appearance to their already long list of March Madness accomplishments. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
What are the biggest operational challenges on your farm? Data management and displays? Navigating the John Deere Operations Center? Equipment setup and in-field adjustments? If you have precision agriculture questions, we have the Precision Ag Answers. Join RDO Equipment Company's team of experts for Precision Ag Answers, a collection of videos covering John Deere precision ag technology. Everything from quick tips to basic how-tos and in-depth tutorials.
We're pretty sure we know who killed Gloria.
Don't stop. Write your story.
Why don't you tell me what you really did to Gloria Nunmuck?
Do you have a current vehicle loan or lease? Do you want a low financing rate? Do you want a new ride? If you've answered yes, then stop what you're doing and get to Steve Hahn today. Stuck in a loan or lease? Steve Hahn wants to get you released and into any new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV with over 500 to choose from. With zero down and as low as 1.9% financing, even on used vehicles. Have a job clearing $350 per week? You're virtually approved today. SteveHahnAutoGroup.com.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
He's going to speak now.
The bad news. Most cell companies only give you discounts if you meet their hidden requirements.
I bet he says the good news now.
The good news. US Cellular gives you $500 off any phone when you choose an unlimited evolved plan. No plan restrictions or trade-ins needed.
So nice.
So, friend who always has a broken phone can finally get a new one.
It's just a scratch.
It's broken.
Oh.
Ooh. It's busted.
We're good. Oh no.
Get $500 off any phone with no hidden requirements. US Cellular, built for us.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
At Vapiano, we invite you to slow down, enjoy the journey. Make a reservation today. Taste wine where it's created. Sample a variety of wines from Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, and make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estates, Walla Walla.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
The Seattle Sea Dragons battle Orlando, Saturday morning at 10 on Cap KVUE.
Welcome back. It's 5:10 on this Thursday morning. The Gonzaga Bulldogs are waking up in Sin City this morning as they prep for their Sweet 16 matchup versus UCLA later today. After cutting things close versus TCU last time out, the Bulldogs and Bruins are running back their 2021 nail-biter that ended with Jalen Suggs sinking the game-winning bucket to send Gonzaga to the national championship. And despite a 20-point victory over UCLA last year in the exact same building that they're playing today, the Zags are still 1.5-point underdogs as they attempt to go for their 4th Elite Eight appearance in 6 years. It should be one heck of a game. Looking forward to that coming up around 6:30 tonight. Coming up, there's been a lot of talk about rising rates as the Fed decides on another interest hike. And folks, I'll return with your full forecast. I'm going to get you ready for a pretty wild Thursday ahead. Stick with us, everyone. You're watching Good Morning Northwest.
It's here. It's now. The Grand National RV Show. R&R RV North Spokane is hosting the Grand National RV Show March 23rd through April 1st. Shop over 120 RVs inside the West Coast's largest indoor showroom. Motorhomes, camper vans, fifth wheels, and trailers. The time to buy is now. The Grand National RV Show. March 23rd through April 1st. Indoors at R&R RV North Spokane. Special show pricing, giveaways, and food vendors on site. Visit rnrrv.com for more info.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Total Energy Management has been serving the Tri-Cities area with superior HVAC service for over 38 years. Our priority is to exceed consumer and client expectations with innovative Carrier products and a brand new facility with state-of-the-art equipment. It's time to beat the cold with Carrier's Cool Cash rebate of up to $1,750. Turn to the experts at Total Energy Management and save on your next home comfort system.
Welcome to Some Bagels and Gelato at the Uptown Plaza in Richland. We've been making fresh bagels from scratch since 1991. From plain to everything and all those yummy flavors in between. Taste the difference that a fresh bagel can offer. We're sure you'll agree we have the best bagels in the whole world. And while a bagel is tasty on its own, it's even better when topped with our fresh-made flavored cream cheese. We have onion and chive, jalapeno, strawberry, and even sriracha. Go ahead, you know you want some. And when you want to step it up even more, our bagel sandwiches will keep you coming back again and again. Breakfast and lunch, hot and cold, we have a sandwich calling you. Of course, the best way to get your day going is with our fresh roasted coffee. Straight up black, latte, or mocha. Some Bagels and Gelato could be your new coffee break. And of course, we've been known to serve up smiles with our homemade gelato. A dozen flavors of goodness, certain to satisfy. Enjoy it here or take it to go. So, we invite you to visit us here in Richland or at our Kennewick location on Washington. Either way, you'll get friendly service and food that is sure to satisfy. Some Bagels and Gelato and Some Bagels too. So, we hope to see you real soon.
I didn't sleep last night.
Live with Kelly and Ryan, today at 9 on Cap KVUE. Now, Cap KVUE First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Wednesday. Just a perfect day, but changes today. We have quite a bit of wind already this morning, mountain snow and scattered showers. So a lot going on. We're going to see some sunshine in there as well. We've seen a little bit of shower activity coming in, specifically in the Blue Mountain region, around Pendleton, around Walla Walla. Very light little bits of precipitation in other areas, and we do have snow coming into the Blue Mountain region. So we have a winter weather advisory from 11 o'clock today till Saturday at 5 a.m. 6 to 10 inches in the upper elevations expected for the Blues, and let's go back to that, 6 to 21 inches above 2,500 feet in the Cascades. So if you are traveling over the passes, do make sure to check those conditions before you head out the door. So in our future cast, we do expect a little bit more rain coming into possibly the Tri-Cities. Walla Walla and Pendleton areas are definitively going to be getting some shower activity this morning. Then that's going to be moving on, and then scattered showers as we get to our late afternoon, early evening hours. Some heavy cells in the foothills of the Blues, but that will move along very quickly. Then as we get to Friday morning, we have a little bit of snow to talk about coming into the Pendleton, between Pendleton and the Tri-Cities. Again, we're going to be much warmer so that snow won't be sticking around, and then more scattered showers on our Friday. So a lot of, well, spring-like conditions, and then a little bit of snow for Saturday early morning for the Pendleton region, but that will be melting quite quickly. So just folks, we have very spring-like conditions ahead, and they're going to continue as we move along in our week. So our current temperatures, we are warm because of the wind. We're in the 40s across the board, a little cooler in Dayton, but most of our areas are looking nice. So we're going to be just below our average, especially as we get to our weekend, and kind of trailing behind as we get to our next work week, easy for me to say, but we will be seeing warmer temperatures eventually start to pop up next week. So we have a wind advisory as well today, so a lot going on. Most of our areas, save for the Yakima Valley and Ellensburg areas, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, 45 mile per hour gusts. That starts tonight at 5 o'clock until 2 a.m. tomorrow. So that's a good idea of when these heavy winds are going to start hitting our areas. So let's take a look at what we have right now for winds. Are starting to pick up to some double digits, and these are just going to continue into the day, and we will see 15 to 20 mile per hour winds in Yakima and Ellensburg, and we're going to see similar winds tomorrow. Then they will be slowing down into our weekend. We'll have around 10 to 15 mile per hour winds, so a little bit of breeze there, but nothing like we're seeing today. Our highs today, mid-50s for the Yakima Valley, 51 for Ellensburg, so we're about 5 or so degrees cooler than we were yesterday at this time. As we move over into the mid-Columbia, upper to mid-50s, and in the Blue Mountain region, we're right around the mid-50s as well. 7-day forecast, and just get ready for more sunshine than not, even today, but we're going to see a little bit of shower activity today. Then we cool down, lower 50s for the next 6 days after today for Yakima. So cool conditions are on the way. We could see a little bit of shower activity in the Tuesday of next week. We're going to keep an eye on that. And again, folks, the Tri-Cities could just see a hint of showers for the next couple of days. So for today, heavy winds, occasional showers, especially for the Blue Mountain region, and those windy conditions will continue until very early tomorrow.
Now to the economy. The Federal Reserve has approved another quarter-point interest rate hike in its ongoing efforts to curb inflation. That means it will cost Americans even more to borrow money and even to carry credit card debt. The Fed's decision comes as financial regulators work to bolster the global banking system following the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and others. ABC's Justin Finch has more from Washington.
At the close of its two-day meeting, the Federal Reserve announcing another interest rate hike.
We remain committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal.
The Fed approving a quarter-point core interest rate increase, its 9th consecutive rate boost since March of last year.
If we need to raise rates higher, we will.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell describing the central bank's efforts to cool inflation as a bumpy process, one he knows Americans will feel. The latest rate increase raising the already higher cost of credit card debt, auto loans, small business loans, home loans, and mortgages after 8 previous hikes. This Fed decision even more closely watched following the back-to-back failures of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. The Fed, the FDIC, and the Treasury working together to give account holders of those failed banks full access to their money.
Our banking system is sound and resilient with strong capital and liquidity. We are committed to learning the lessons from this episode and to work to prevent events like this from happening again.
We're watching the Fed deploy simultaneous solutions to two critical concerns, using its regulatory power to shore up financial institutions while hiking interest rates to cool for inflation. Workers at a Starbucks in Seattle picketed the coffee shop as they went on strike Wednesday. It was just one scene of many across the nation as 2,000 employees at more than 100 stores plan to do the same. It comes before the company's annual shareholder meeting later today. Also, next week, Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz is scheduled to testify before a Senate committee on claims his company is trying to bust unions. Right now, more than 290 Starbucks have organized, with union membership reaching 7,500 workers. But management has refused to negotiate with them, negating the collective bargaining power that is the main point of having a union in the first place. After several years of booming home prices that pushed many people out of the housing market, new data shows house prices are declining for the first time in more than a decade. So what can first-time home buyers do to take advantage? This morning, Shelley Malashi has us take a look at 3 things one money coach recommends.
Good news for first-time home buyers. House prices just ended a 10-year streak, marking the first monthly year-over-year price drop since 2012.
A lot of home buyers or prospective home buyers all across the country are really going to welcome this good news.
According to a new report from the National Association of Realtors, the median price of a U.S. home in February was $363,000. That's down 0.2% from the same month last year. Experts say the decline may be small, but it marks a turning point for the industry.
That's a welcome sign that perhaps all of the peak in the pricing, it's starting to bottom out a little bit.
The report coming in spring, the peak buying season, when buyers who have been sidelined by demand and soaring prices are motivated to make deals quickly. So what can you do if you're finally ready to buy? Money coach Lynette Calfani-Cox has these 3 tips. 1. Line up the cash. Figure out which loan you qualify for, either a conventional mortgage or a government-insured loan like an FHA, and then calculate your down payment.
You can put down as little as 3 or 3.5% and still get in the home of your dreams. And that's good news to people who don't have, a hefty amount of savings.
Number 2, get your financial paperwork in order. Gather your tax returns, W-2s, and bank statements. And 3, work on your credit score, which impacts the interest rate on your home loan. Check your credit report for any errors and pay off existing debt to boost your score.
That's a great opportunity for you to look really good on paper to a lender.
Another big factor on mortgage rates is the Federal Reserve's benchmark interest rate. On Wednesday, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell announced the Fed was raising the interest rate by a quarter point. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, one retiree has managed to complete an epic journey 9 years in the making, walking around the world.
McCafe iced coffee is the perfect reward for those mornings that deserve a reward. Get a medium iced coffee, any flavor, for just $2. Take a treat retreat, available all day at McDonald's.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $2,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a turbo high-output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
To start your 4-cheese mac and cheese, you want to put about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan. And then while that's heating up on a medium to medium high heat, we're going to add heavy cream. And you're just going to coat the bottom of the pan. It's about 1 cup to 1.5 cups that we're using here. And we just want the cream to get heated through and the butter to melt before we add our cheese. We use mozzarella, it gives it that nice stringiness. Parmesan, which gives it a salty and nutty flavor. Cheddar, because cheddar, mac and cheese. And then I use a smoked Gouda, and that gives it its smoky, creamy flavor. You have about 1/4 cup of each cheese in here. but you keep it moving because you don't want to burn your cream. Otherwise, you're going to have a sour milk tasting sauce, and that's not good. We're going to add our pasta. We're using macaroni noodles. This is 7 ounces by weight of cooked pasta, and you can see it's getting all incorporated. The cheeses are melting. Now we're going to turn the heat off. It's okay that everything's not completely melted and combined because this is going to go into the oven. Now we're going to put it into the pan. I'm using an oven-safe disposable pan, and it's perfect for takeout. Breadcrumbs. I'm just using a seasoned breadcrumbs. I like to top my mac and cheese with bacon. Now this is going to go into a 450-degree oven for about 6 minutes. And there's your 4-cheese mac and cheese.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Would you look at that?
It's beautiful. Wow. That's our boy.
So proud.
There's no better morning than a buy one, get one for $1 morning at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, Jill, I think we all know the famous one-hit wonder from the Proclaimers song, I Will Walk 500 Miles.
Yes, we do.
Well, one Wisconsin man took that and multiplied it by 50.
He wanted to walk the circumference of the earth. Just how long is that? Well, as Colton Molesky reports, the journey took him nearly 9 years.
I was looking at the paper, and there was an article in there about some gentleman who walked around the world. And I thought, I should do that.
Jay Kramer retired on April 4th of 2014. Shortly after, he set a goal to walk the equivalent of the distance around the world. He started with hikes out in Utah while visiting his son.
Already started with the hikes? Let's just do this.
The distance around the world is 24,901 miles. According to Kramer, who meticulously tracked his journey through his Fitbit, it totals to nearly 50 million steps.
In wintertime, it's usually about 5 miles a day. In the summertime, it's anywhere between 7 and 10.
The walks allowed Kramer to pursue the goal of getting in better shape during retirement, but it also allowed him to tackle his other retirement objective, reading more books, or in Kramer's case, listening.
I like to be on my feet moving, so that's why I thought, well, let's start listening to books. And I like the mystery type novels like James Patterson, Michael Connelly, Lee Child, that type of books. So it just kept me motivated.
On March 2nd, the 72-year-old not only finished his trek around the world, he also finished listening to 148 books. As for the next challenge, Kramer is taking on other planets.
It's either Mercury or Venus. The bottom line is I find a lot of enjoyment in doing it, and it gets me reading my books. So wherever it takes me, I'm just going to do it. Just keep walking.
Love that. Just keep walking. And fun fact, throughout his journey, Jay Kramer also burned through a lot of shoes. He averaged about 2 pairs each year. And you know, honestly, that's good. That's not that bad.
No, that's way less than I thought.
Yeah.
And again, wow. And he's kind of cheating because Mercury and Venus, especially Mercury, are smaller than the Earth. So the circumference isn't that much. But they say when you retire, the worst thing is not having anything to do. And sometimes it's not good for retirees. He's found something to do.
It's great to have a goal as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. All right, folks, we have a goal of having a good first alert weather forecast for you. Windy, wet, and occasionally, well, cooler. I'll have your forecast coming right up.
And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, the search for a suspect in a Colorado school shooting comes to an end as police find the body of the alleged shooter. And former President Donald Trump takes jabs at potential presidential candidate Ron DeSantis amid criminal investigations.
In today's Tech Bites, forget about free baseball on Apple TV+. Last season, Major League Baseball offered some exclusive Friday night games on the platform for free. But this year, fans will have to pay the $7 monthly fee to get all of those games. And Verizon is launching a new service to rival Zoom. It's called Blue Jeans Basic, which allows up to 25 users to take part in unlimited free meetings with no time constraints. And the best part? Subscriptions are totally free. Finally, Pay by Palm at Panera. It's testing Amazon's palm scanning technology at 2 locations in St. Louis. Panera says it's meant to offer customers a fast way to pay and connect with their loyalty program. And the plan is to eventually expand the test to more restaurants in the next coming months. Now, on the other hand, you can still just pay with cash or card. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
I used to pre-rinse dishes because my old detergent didn't actually get them clean. But new Cascade Platinum Plus has me doing dishes differently.
Scrub, soak, nope. I just scrape, load, and I'm done.
Only Platinum Plus is bigger, with double the Dawn grease fighting power and double the scrubbing power. So you can load this and get this. I'm not the type to break the dish rules. Or am I? Scrape, load, done. New Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
Think he's posting about all that ancient Roman coinage? No. He's making real-time money moves with Merrill. So no matter what the market's doing, he's ready. And that's how you collect coins.
Your money never stops working for you with Merrill, a Bank of America company.
I occasionally get bladder leaks.
I tried Always Discreet underwear. It absorbs an entire glass of water. It fit like a glove. It just felt like real underwear. Game changer.
It's the protection we deserve.
Another shooting at a Denver school just weeks after another near the same school. The search for a suspect ending overnight. And former President Donald Trump takes aim at GOP opponent Ron DeSantis as he waits on the results of multiple criminal investigations.
Windy, cooler, and occasionally wet Thursday is ahead. Hope you enjoyed that perfect Wednesday. I'll get you prepared for what's to come.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. Welcome to Thursday. We're inching towards that weekend, Jill.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
Yes.
But after that perfect day yesterday, we have a bunch of changes coming today.
Okay. I felt it was a bit breezier this morning, that's for sure.
100%. That's going to continue. Let's take a look outside. Legend Skycam Network, a beautiful look at the lovely Tri-Cities. Starting to wake up, a little bit of car action out on the highways, but we are looking at a little bit of shower activity coming into our areas, especially along the Blues this morning. Walla Walla has seen just a bit of shower activity. Pendleton's starting to get it in the periphery of their area. We are seeing snow coming into the Blue Mountain region, and most of our areas should see a little bit of shower activity today, again, especially in the Blue Mountain region. So we'll see some sunshine as well. So we're in the mid to lower 50s for the Yakima Valley. We're about 5 degrees off where we were yesterday. Same for the Tri-Cities, pretty close, upper 50s today, and those winds are going to start kicking up. We have a wind advisory for all of our areas, save for the Yakima and Kittitas County areas. That's going to start at 5 o'clock tonight. We could see winds between 15 and 25 mile per hour, maybe 20 to 30. So quite a windy evening is ahead, and then occasional showers. And we have a winter weather advisory to talk about in the mountains. So I'll have that in my full forecast coming up. But for right now, let's send it back to Jill.
An urgent manhunt overnight after a school shooting in Colorado, just weeks after a deadly shooting near the same school. Police say a student opened fire on 2 school administrators before fleeing the scene. And overnight, word came that officers have found the suspect's car. A body was also found. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the latest.
This morning, the manhunt for a school shooting suspect in Colorado coming to an end after police found the suspect's body near his car about 50 miles from the school.
The body is in the woods. It's going to take a little while to get the scene processed.
Police say 17-year-old Austin Lyle opened fire at East High School yesterday, wounding 2 administrators.
That's crazy.
They say Lyle is a student who underwent daily pat-downs because of previous behavioral issues. They did not elaborate on those previous issues.
This particular student actually had a safety plan that was in place where they were to be searched at the beginning of the school day every day. They had been searched previously to today and had never had a weapon on them before. However, today, during during that search, which took place away from other students, away from other school staff, they did produce that weapon and fire shots.
This shooting comes just 6 weeks after a student was shot near the same high school and later died from his injuries.
I rushed over here for the 4th time this year to get my son out of a lockdown.
Administrators now say armed officers will be stationed at high schools in Denver for the rest of the school year. Officers were removed from the schools back in 2020 in the wake of the police killing of George Floyd, which set off nationwide protests. But since then, a record number of weapons have been found on school property, 200 during the last school year. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
As for the 2 victims of yesterday's shooting, one has been released from the hospital. The other was listed in serious condition last night. It's a decision that could affect more than 150 million Americans and their respective audiences. The Biden administration is threatening to ban the popular video sharing service TikTok in the U.S. unless some changes are made. The company's CEO, Shou Chew, is scheduled to testify before Congress today, where he is expected to tell House lawmakers that the app's Chinese parent company ByteDance is, quote, not an agent of China. The Biden White House says it may prohibit the use of TikTok in the U.S. unless the app splits from ByteDance, citing the service could pose national security concerns. President Joe Biden signed legislation last year that bans using TikTok on federal government devices, and a majority of states have followed suit with similar mandates on their level. The bans were dismissed by a TikTok official as, quote, little more than political theater. New developments are expected today in 2 separate investigations involving former President Trump. The more serious development involves those classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago. With the legal pressure on him growing, Trump is turning to politics, launching a new attack on Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. ABC's Jacqueline Lee with more.
This morning, a lawyer representing former President Trump in the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case is preparing to appear before a grand jury. A panel of judges yesterday rejected Trump's effort to block his lawyer, Evan Corcoran, from testifying. It comes after a judge determined there's compelling preliminary evidence that Trump knowingly misled his attorneys so they would file a sworn statement, even though he knew it was false. Sources say Corcoran is expected to turn over documents as soon as today. Meanwhile, barricades surrounding the Manhattan courthouse as the DA investigates whether Trump's hush money to porn star Stormy Daniels broke campaign spending laws. Sources say at least one more witness may be called before the grand jury decides whether to indict Trump. In the meantime, Trump is lashing out at Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, his expected rival in the 2024 presidential race. Trump calling him an average governor, criticizing DeSantis' record on COVID and education, and writing, Ron DeSanctimonious is not working for the people of Florida as he should be. He's too busy chatting with a ratings-challenged TV host from England, desperately trying to rescue his failing campaign.
I don't know how to spell DeSanctimonious. I don't really know what it means, but I kind of like it's long. It's got a lot of vowels. So we go with that. That's fine.
In his interview with Piers Morgan, DeSantis appeared to question Trump's leadership.
The way we run the government, I think, is no daily drama, focus on the big picture, and put points on the board, and I think that that's something that's very important.
Back here in New York, the grand jury is expected to reconvene today, where it's possible they'll hear from that additional witness. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, New York.
Jason Valentine is here with a look at your forecast.
Slowly waking up this morning, I guess so am I. And folks, we're looking at windy and occasionally wet conditions with cooler temperatures today. Snow in the mountains as well. Your forecast coming up.
Plus, in the U.S., someone dies of blood clots every 6 minutes. We tell you what to look out for when we come back.
I'm Dr. Addison Montgomery. Who's ready to get to work?
We have picketers.
Oh my God!
Everybody down. Ray Sloan is on lockdown.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you, which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
What makes L'Oreal Paris Hyaluronic Acid Serum loved by so many?
Our highest concentration of pure hyaluronic acid. Wrinkles are less visible by up to 47%.
Validated by dermatologists.
Revitalift Hyaluronic Acid Serum by L'Oreal.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
During our spring tire sale, we watch out for your wallet too. Save up to $175 when you buy select tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires.
Get $750 purchase allowance on most 2023 Cadillac CT4 and CT5 models. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
No matter what type of dog you have, or cat you have, Frontline Plus lets you take them everywhere, no matter how you define it. Frontline, the #1 name in flea and tick protection.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, stunning smiles for the whole family.
This newscast sponsored by R&R RV.
Every 6 minutes, someone dies of a blood clot in the U.S. According to the National Blood Clot Alliance, doctors say blood clots can happen to anyone at any age. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
It was a big shock to me.
Husband and father of two, Tom Buffalano, has always been a physically active person. Back in 2017, Buffalano was in his 50s, coaching runners for an upcoming marathon when he notices something's not right.
I was stopping every couple of 100 yards to catch my breath.
Buffalano says his condition worsened over the next couple of months, and when he couldn't make it up a set of stairs, he went to the emergency room.
It was an overwhelming feeling that I just couldn't breathe.
He says after hours of tests, doctors scanned for blood clots.
Blood clots can happen anywhere in the body, and what's more concerning is that that blood clot can then travel or embolize to other parts of the body, which can lead to fatal injuries.
Buffalano suffered from a pulmonary embolism, blood clots that travel to the lungs. The clot had started in his leg.
You know, when you're physically fit, you think it's many other things, and you Google symptoms, and it comes up with everything. It never came up with blood clots.
The cardiologist at the hospital prescribed Buffalano blood thinners for 6 months. Then he got back to running. 3 years later, he experienced something all too familiar. He was suffering from another pulmonary embolism.
I knew immediately what it was, and I went to the hospital, and it was worse the second time around.
Buffalano considers himself lucky, surviving pulmonary embolisms twice.
I think about my blood clots every day. I think about how they affected me when I had them, my recovery, and I think about what I can do to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Some risk factors for blood clots include, but are not limited to, recent travel when you're sitting for a long period of time, recent surgery, medications that contain estrogen, pregnancy, cancer, recent COVID-19 infection, and genetics. But doctors say it's still possible to develop a blood clot without any of those risk factors.
It's important to remember the signs and symptoms: pain, warmth, swelling, especially if it's one leg and not the other.
And if you're experiencing sudden breathlessness, difficulty breathing, shortness of breath, coughing with blood, and fainting, go to the ER.
Blood clots can kill you. And if you have any indication that you might have blood clots, you need to go to the emergency room ASAP, and you need to advocate for yourself.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Coming up, a suspected arson case in Seattle leaves a marina in flames. And we'll return with a look at your First Alert weather forecast. That's next.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Double check that. That's pretty good. Yeesh. Not crying, are you? Let's tighten that and... Ooh. Wait, what was that? What? No, don't worry about that. Here we go.
Asking the right question can greatly impact your future.
Are you qualified to do this? What?
Especially when it comes to your finances.
Do you have a question?
Are you a certified financial planner?
Yes, I'm a CFP professional.
CFP professionals are committed to acting in your best interest. That's why it's gotta be a CFP. Find your CFP professional at letsmakeaplan.org.
We so amazing.
The stylish Chevy Equinox RS. And Chevy Blazer RS.
So captivating.
You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer. The RS family of Chevy SUVs. Definitely worth a follow. Get 2.9% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Equinox models or get $1,000 cash allowance on all 2023 Equinox models. See your community Chevy dealers.
Okay, are we gonna fit? There we go.
At American Family Insurance, we're here to carefully protect your dreams.
All right, open your eyes. Welcome home.
All right, we'll see you later. Save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance today. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Keep a flock healthy and happy with the largest selection of Purina around. Plus, all the equipment you need to keep the farm running right. And we have the best customer service. We really do. Northwest Farm Supply in Hermiston, Prosser, and Othello.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
Welcome to the Village Bistro. We're happy you're here. I wanted to share with you some of the things we have on our menu. One of my favorite things is our lemon ricotta pancakes, topped with blueberries and powdered sugar and butter, and oh my, they are so delicious. You gotta try our 4-cheese mac and cheese or burgers. Some say they're the best in town. We love to get to know each customer that comes in, and we want you to feel like family when you're with us.
Now, Cap KVU First Alert weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good morning so far. A windy day today. We're already seeing it in places, mountain snow and scattered showers. So we're going to see even cooler temperatures today after that perfect Wednesday we had yesterday. We do have some shower systems in our area, very light heading into the Toppenish area. Pendleton still seeing a little bit, and on the outskirts of Walla Walla. We're going to see a little bit more shower activity as we move along in our day and into the evening hours. We also have a winter weather advisory starting at 11 a.m. today till 5 a.m. on Saturday. 6 to 10 inches expected in the upper elevations of the Blue Mountain region, 6 to 21 above 2,500 feet in the Cascades. So folks, if you are traveling over any of the passes this weekend or tomorrow or today, make sure you check current conditions before you head out. So we are looking at some shower activity. It's going to build up just a little bit along the Blues, and then we're going to see that move along into our afternoon, then just the epitome of scattered showers in our afternoon. Some heavy cells could be coming through the Pendleton, Walla Walla areas as we get to our evening hours. Then a bit of a break, and then we're going to see a little bit of possible quick snow Friday morning. So do keep an eye out for that, but then it is going to warm up nicely on Friday. Then some shower activity as well. So really scattered showers for the next couple of days. And as we get to early Saturday, we could see a little bit of snow going on to the south of our areas. We'll keep an eye on that. So just off and on showers, but we'll see some sunshine as well, especially for Yakima and Ellensburg. So currently with the windy conditions, we are seeing a warmer morning, 48 right now, Tri-Cities, Hermiston, all the way down to 42 in Ellensburg, but still very warm conditions as you're heading out the door this morning. So for our temperatures itself, we are going to be seeing just below average temperatures for all of our areas. Now this is for the Tri-Cities, so as we get to our weekend, we could be seeing mid to upper 40s to lower 50s across the region. Then we slightly warm up in our next work week. We were thinking it was going to be a little bit warmer, but still staying pretty cool. We have a wind advisory for most of our areas, save for Kittitas and Yakima County, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, 45 mile per hour gusts, and that'll be 5 p.m. tonight until 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. So that'll give you a good example of when the heavier winds are going to be hitting. We are seeing some double digits right now. Walla Walla, Tri-Cities, Hermiston, Connell, and we're going to see those build as we get to our evening hours into our next overnight period. So our wind outlook, we're going to see a little less wind tomorrow, then it's going to level out to around 10 mile per hour for our weekend into our next work week. So we're going to be seeing wind as a part of our days for the next couple of days at least. So mid 50s for the Yakima Valley, 51 in Ellensburg. We're about 5 or so degrees off our temperatures from yesterday there. A little less of a loss in the mid-Columbia, mid to upper 50s today. And over in the Blues, pretty much where they were yesterday in those mid-50s. So 7-day forecast for Yakima. Again, we could see just a little bit of shower activity today and still 10 to 20 mile per hour winds, even though you're not in the wind advisory. And we're going to cool down into our weekend and into our next work week right around the 50-degree mark. In the Tri-Cities area, a little bit warmer, but still mid-50s to lower 50s starting tomorrow into our next work week. So for today, after that perfect Wednesday yesterday, windy conditions, especially this evening, on and off showers through Friday, and we will be looking at those cooler temperatures, but still some sunshine will be breaking out.
Fire destroyed dozens of boats at a Seattle marina, and police say it was no accident. Video taken early Wednesday morning shows the massive fire. When the firefighters arrived, the entire storage facility was ablaze. They say flames reached 70 feet high. 30 boats were destroyed. Hours later, members of the arson bomb squad found a man hiding in one of the boats. He was arrested on suspicion of arson and will be booked into jail after being treated at a hospital. Trial began this week in Snohomish County for a Kennewick man charged with shooting and killing an Everett police officer 1 year ago this weekend. Officer Dan Rocha pulled into a Starbucks parking lot in Everett in March of last year and then approached a man who was moving guns between vehicles. A confrontation ensued and Officer Rocha was shot and killed. Officer Rocha was also run over by a car. An Everett police officer took the stand to testify about what happened. Sergeant David Synax testified about performing CPR on Officer Rocha despite being told that Rocha had died.
You know, I could keep his heart beating and his family could see him one more time by me doing CPR, if that's all that was. But that's kind of where my mind was. So I took his vest, undid his vest, and just started doing CPR.
Prosecutors accused Richard Rotter of killing Rocha, saying he refused to accept the legal consequences of being a felon in possession of firearms and illegal drugs. Rotter's defense plans to show that mental illness and substance abuse prevented him from premeditating his actions. When we come back, who would you take in a fight, a pair of dogs or a dinosaur? Well, we'll tell you who came out on top when we come back.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Get 0 for 36 plus $2,000 trade-in cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape. Only at your local Ford dealer.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile. The way it makes you look and feel. The way a smile lights up a room. So people can see the best version of you. which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
The journey home can look a little different to everyone. For some, it's smooth and straight. For others, it's winding vineyard roads or rugged desert trails. But what really matters most is where you're headed. That's why our expert technicians are here to make sure that wherever you feel at home, whether it's when you're hard at work, surrounded by loved ones, or cheering them on from the sidelines, you get there. Our certified and trained vehicle experts are committed to keeping you on the road and getting you there safely. Because we know a vehicle is really more than a vehicle. It's your way home.
Find your next Subaru at McCurley Subaru and get 3.9% financing on a new 2023 Subaru Outback, Crosstrek, and Forester.
You never know what opportunities life will send your way. But if you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or psoriatic arthritis, Enbrel can help you say, I'm in for what's next. Willing to put yourself out there to try something new? I'm in. Care for a seat at the Thursday night game? I'm in. Upgrading your home court?
I'm in.
Enbrel helps relieve joint pain and helps stop permanent joint damage. And with less pain, you're free to join in. Enbrel may lower your ability to fight infections, serious, sometimes fatal events including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, other cancers, nervous system and blood disorders, and allergic reactions have occurred. Tell your doctor if you've been someplace where fungal infections are common, or if you're prone to infections, have cuts or sores, have hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if you have persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Don't start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu. When opportunities come your way, be ready to say, I'm in for what's next. Ask your doctor about Enbrel.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Get 0 for 36 plus 2,000 trade-in cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Call Prosser Digestive Health Center at Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Let's take a look closer to home, everyone, and we are a bit cooler today for most of our areas. Windy conditions and some occasional showers. So 51 our high in Ellensburg, sticking in those 50s. Very nice. Over in the Yakima Valley, we are looking at, again, a little bit cooler temperatures than we saw yesterday, right in those mid-50s, almost across the board. Some sunshine, again, scattered showers possible. Not as windy in Ellensburg and Yakima, but we still have 20 to 30 mile-per-hour winds in the evening into early tomorrow morning for the Mid-Columbia. Upper 50s there. And over in the Blue Mountain region, we're right around those mid-50s. Better chance of some morning occasional showers. Then those showers will return in the late afternoon to early evening.